Hey everybody, this is Jerry the Snake Man. We'd like to welcome you to episode 6 of Snake Clips. Today we're going to be talking about water snakes. Okay, this here, what you see right now, is a water moccasin, or called a cottonmouth. As you can see, he's in a fighting stance. He's looking at me. He definitely wants to defend himself. We're going to see he's rattling his tail. If you notice right here, his tail is rattling very violently. He's doing this in order to try to warn me off. He's also musking. There's a very predominant smell right now. He will try to strike if I get close enough to him. There he goes. He tries to see that tail going. Alright, whenever I aggravate him, he's got that tail going, waggling back and forth. That's his way of telling me not to mess with him. Here we get him maybe to do a little what they call the water moccasin open mouth defense. Water moccasins or cottonmouths, they are pit vipers, which means they use the heat sensing pits in order to detect their prey. Their length is could get up to 6 feet, but normally they will stay more in the range of 3 to 4 feet. These are very semi-aquatic snakes. They spend most of their time in or near around water. They have keeled scales, which means that their scales, on each little scale, it's raised up. There's a ridge on it, and it gives it more surface area so that when he's swimming, it makes it a lot easier for him to move through the water. The features of this snake, the way you can identify it is obviously by his triangular shaped head that we see right here. He has the large pits between his eyes and his nostrils. You'll see a hole right there, and that hole right there is his heat sensors. He has the elliptical pupils or cat eyes, which is usually related to the pit vipers. And if you notice, he has the striping on the sides of his head. These are all ways to identify him as opposed to a water snake. They range from in the southeast U.S. They're all the way from Florida. They go over all the way to Texas, and they come up to Kentucky. The name cottonmouth originated from one of their defense stances, the coil up. They'll open up their mouth very wide. They'll show you the inside of their mouth, which is very white. It looks like cotton. The name water moccasin, though, is a more generic term. It's used by rural folk. It's referring to any dark-colored snake that is found near the water. He will actually mark out as territory, which means that if you come near him, near his territory while you're fishing or something, he will come out and to check out to see what you are and why you're there. He's not actually looking to attack you. He's just very curious, because that is his territory and he's looking to defend it. When this snake swims, it's unique in the fact the way he swims is that he swims basically on top of the water, just like he would be crawling along the ground. Other snakes, when they swim in the water, most or the majority of their body will be submerged underneath the water, where in this case, this guy will be floating mostly on top of the water. Sometimes you will actually see him just floating on the water. His diet includes things such as small turtles, frogs, birds, mammals, fish, and they'll even eat other water moccasins. When striking, they normally don't just strike and release like most vipers do. He will strike and they will hold on to their prey. They do this for the simple fact that in the water it's very easy for prey to escape, so once they grab them, they'll hang on to that prey so he can't get away. These snakes are normally very, very aggressive, so that they have been coined with the name Bad Boys of the South among most of your reptile keepers and enthusiasts. Alright, this is a water snake. They're from the southeastern U.S., and water snakes are among the most abundant and the most often encountered snakes that you will find. They are non-venomous, but they will defend themselves and bite if threatened. As you can see, he's extremely defensive. He is biting the glove. He's not playing around. He wants to make sure that I leave him alone. This is one of the few snakes that is extremely fast. I've chased him around the snake room floor many times as he's got out of his enclosure while I was trying to change his water bowl. If they bite you, they have a anticoagulant in their saliva, which will make the prey bleed a lot more than normal. It keeps the blood from clotting. And the reason that it does this is for the fact that they use this blood trail in order to locate their prey after they bite it if it were to escape. They are completely water snakes. They love to be in the water. They do climb, so a lot of times they're found resting on branches above the water. But if disturbed, normally they will escape by dropping themselves down into the water and swimming away. Unlike the cottonmouth, these snakes do not swim completely on top of the water. They swim with parts of their bodies submerged. They have a diet of fish and frogs and other animals that are in the shallow waters. And when they eat, they don't constrict their prey, and because they don't have venom, they actually end up eating their prey alive. When they hunt day and night. Normally you'll find them hunting in the shallow parts of the water, and they'll search through the rock crevices looking for their food. They're often confused with the cottonmouth. Earlier you saw the cottonmouth, and this one looks like a baby cottonmouth. They are confused with the cottonmouth, and that gets them killed a lot of times because people just want to get rid of venomous snakes. But these snakes, again, they are not venomous, but they do have a nasty bite, and it will bleed a lot more. They live for about 7 to 8 years, and these snakes can grow up to be about 5 feet in length. Okay, now we have another water snake. Again, it's from the southern U.S. As you can see, that this snake is lighter in coloration. It's a little bit larger than the one we had. If you look closely, this guy's moving around quite a bit here. We can get him to hold still long enough. You'll notice that his eyes are located more on the top of his head. This way he can go to the edges of the water and he can see prey coming, and he can strike from actually being completely submerged under the water. It's very hard a lot of times to tell a snake just by their coloration because these colors vary greatly from one snake to another. This particular guy here, again, you see he's trying to bite. Nailed the glove a couple times here. If you've noticed, it's kind of hard to see maybe, but he has gone to the bathroom, which is one of their other defenses, is to go to the bathroom upon you, or they have that musk gland located in the back by their tail, which they can give you a nice musky smell to it. Again, you can see that this guy is not as violent as the other one we had just a second ago, but he has bitten the gloves quite a few times. He's definitely telling me to put him down, that he does not want to be messed with.